All set?
No?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 18th, I'm ahead of myself, board meeting. Roll call, Mr. Stunt.
Dr. Cordellino?
Here.
Mr. Daughtry?
Here.
Mrs. Spano?
Here.
Dr. Modrak?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Rappaport?
Here.
Ms. Zuckerman?
Here.
Mr. Palma?
Here.
Mr. Grau?
Here.
Mr. Joe?
Here.
Ms. Rossanow?
Here.
Pledge of allegiance, please, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic
and to the republic which stands one nation,
indivisible,
under
liberty,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Slunton, open public notice, please.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Montville Township Board of Education provided a public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location that was posted at the Montville Township Municipal Building, all Montville Public Schools, the Montville Public Library, the Montville Township Board of Education Administrative Office Building, the district website, and advertised in the Daily Record, the board's official newspaper, on January 9th, 2021.
Thank you, Katrina. Good evening, Elliot and Natalie. Who would like to go first?
I can start with athletics.
Okay, Natalie.
So for athletics, for the spring sports, golf is the boys golf team is currently 8-4, and junior captain Daniel Arena became the first male golfer in over 10 years to qualify for the state tournament as an individual. And the team qualified for the state tournament also for the first time in over 10 years. And the team finished 9th out of the 24 teams in Morris County and 2nd in their state section tournament. For boys tennis, the team is 9-6, and they won 7 of their last 9 matches. So they've had a really good last few matches, and they have recent wins against Mountain Lakes, Morristown, and Randolph. Softball, current record of 7-6, including wins over Kinnatini and a 17-1 win over Hapakong. Baseball has a record of 4-7, and they won the preliminary round of the Morris County tournament 2-1 over Pequannock. For track and field, the boys track team is the co-NJAC champion after going 3-1 in the regular season. And at the Morris County Relays on May 12th, the boys shot put and boys javelin relay placed second. The girls high jump relay placed second, and the girls javelin relay placed third. And the boys pole vault relay won the Morris County Championship. And the NJAC championships are this week, so that's happening right now. And girls lacrosse is currently 4-7, including a 12-7 win over Randolph in the Morris County tournament, and that was a big upset for the girls lacrosse team. And their senior night is tonight, May 18th. So I think that game is happening right now. And the boys lacrosse team is currently 5-6, and they play Morristown Beard today in the second round of the Morris County tournament.
Thank you, Natalie. Any questions for Natalie? I see you're on the agenda again tonight, Natalie. Right? So I guess you'll hang around for a while, huh? Elliot.
So in terms of past news, AP exams started on Monday, May 10th. Exams that week include the AP Language and AP Music Theory and are the only in-person exams this school year. Today, the digital exams will start with English Literature and Computer Science. So good luck to those people. The MTHS Guidance Department encouraged seniors to submit their final transcript request forms for colleges they have committed to. And students are encouraged to check out the newest and 7th edition of the MTHS Podium on the link in Schoology. In terms of the future, for the class of 2021 seniors, tomorrow, this Wednesday, May 19th, is the official last day to buy tickets for the senior prom at Legacy Castle, which will take place on June 3rd. Each ticket costs $100 and can be purchased with cash or check at 12 to 1 p.m. in the Rotunda. The senior award ceremony will be conducted over Zoom this Thursday, June 10th at 7 p.m. MTHS juniors are encouraged to look out for mail from Morris Photography regarding their appointments for senior pictures. The dates for these pictures are May 24th, 25th, June 2nd, 3rd, 4th at 3 to 9 p.m. each day. And PAL, or Peers as Leaders Clubs, will be starting interviews on May 20th. Students in grade 10 and 11 that are interested in applying are encouraged to submit an application by tomorrow, May 19th. And that's it for other news.
Elliot, I was talking to one of your teachers today, Dr. Kalinowski,
Oh, yeah.
and he wanted me to remind you to bring in your English books. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And did he tell you I was going to come to your house?
Yeah,
What did he say?
yeah. I was very I was very surprised by that comment. I did not expect him to say that, but yeah, I was able to get my books. So
Okay, very good.
thank you.
So tell him get those books in, right?
Of course.
Any questions for Elliot? Okay. Superintendent's remarks.
I do have some remarks, but I think I will first turn things over to Mr. Nadzak for the introduction of our Shoprite Scholars.
Great.
Thank you and good evening. I'm excited to have the opportunity to present our Shoprite Stars for the fourth and final marking period. As always, our stars were nominated by faculty members in one of 5 different categories, and the winners were selected by an administrative committee. In addition to the recognition of these wonderful students, Sunrise Shoprite generously donates $1,000 to the class of 2021. Please join me in congratulating our stars this evening. As Natalie pointed out, we do have a senior night at girls lacrosse. So unfortunately, I don't see Maria in the Maria Papara in the Zoom here, but in the field of academics, please join me in congratulating Maria Papara. Maria is the president of our forensics team and has experienced a great deal of individual success. Maria is a 3-time qualifier to the NCFL Grand National Tournament and qualified last year for the UK Tournament of Champions, as well as the NSDA National Championship. In competition with the state's most talented and skilled debaters, Maria is recognized as New Jersey's Speech and Debate League's state champion in the category of improvisational debate. Maria's championship led to a fantastic feature story in this month's NJEA review. In addition to her work in forensics, Maria is a 4-year athlete on our lacrosse and field hockey teams, mentors underclassmen through PAL, and is an active member of the Room to Read Club, where she has participated in fundraising efforts and events to promote literacy and gender equality in the education of underprivileged children. This year, Maria is enrolled in 5 AP classes, maintains a 4.3+ GPA, and was recently awarded the New Jersey Athletics.
Congratulations.
In the field of athletics, congratulations to Dylan Wong. Dylan is joining us. He had a conference championship meet. Dylan, just a thumbs up. How do we do?
I just got second in discus, and then I have 2 events tomorrow.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's not
Congratulations, sir. Dylan has been a contributing member of the track and field program for each of the last 4 years. Dylan is a leader, a respected teammate, and a very talented athlete. In 2019, Dylan earned the first team all-conference award for track and field. This year, Dylan led the boys team through to a 3-0 start in our dual meet series. Dylan is our team leader in points with a total of 41. As of the time of this writing, he participated in 9 events and had first place finishes in 7 of those events and 2 second place finishes. Away from track, Dylan is president of the Environmental Club, member of Forensics, FBLA, and Key Club, proud Boy Scout, having previously served as patrol leader and member of the Order of the Arrow Society, and regularly volunteers at Montville Physical Therapy. In the fall, Dylan will attend Boston University, where he will major in health sciences. He also plans to walk onto the track and field program at BU. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations.
In the field of the arts, congratulations to Kenna Heim. Many of you might recognize Kenna. She recently played the leading role in our virtual spring musical, Bright Star. For the past 4 years, Kenna has been an active member of concert choir, women's ensemble, our theater company, and recent inductee into the Tri-M Music Honor Society. Kenna has performed as a soloist in numerous Broadway nights and will perform in the next one on May 27th. During her junior year, Kenna was accepted into the Morris County Honors Choir and was selected to perform a solo. By the end of her sophomore year, Kenna was promoted to president of School of Rock, where she was the lead vocalist for each of the last 4 years. Through her participation in School of Rock, Kenna has helped serve the community, and proceeds from concerts have been donated to the Homeless Bus, Gloria Foundation, First Aid Squad, and the PTC. Kenna received a generous scholarship and will be attending Drew University in the fall, where she will double major in English and music. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations.
In the field of community service, congratulations to Ben Sherman. On April 27th, a documentary premiered on YouTube titled Life Goes On, How Montville Township High School is Adapting to a Global Pandemic. Ben, who is the co-president of MTTV, wrote, directed, edited, and produced the hour-long film as a community service project and as a way to build empathy and understanding across various stakeholders in our community. The documentary, which has already been viewed over 1,000 times, was a powerful way to showcase the obstacles that the class of 2021 has had to endure and how well our students persevered. Prior to this project, Ben was locally famous for his accomplishments on our bowling team. He is a 4-year varsity starter, 4-year all-conference, first team all-conference in 2019, 2020, and 2021, first team all-state in 2021, and the lone senior on the only MTHS athletic team to ever be ranked #1 in the state. Ben's talents helped lead our bowling team to be Morris County champions and state sectional champions in 2020, undefeated in 2019, 2020, and 2021, and ranked #1 in the state this year. In the fall, Ben will attend Chapman University and major in broadcast journalism. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations. Good job.
And in the field of leadership, congratulations to Natalie Rossinow. Natalie isn't just the president and leader of SAC. She represents the voice, heart, and soul of the class of 2021. The responsibilities of the SAC president have increased exponentially since the beginning of the school year, and Natalie responded with grace, determination, and an unmatched work ethic. There are countless examples of Natalie's leadership in SAC this year, from planning and organizing a virtual SAC summit attended by over 100 students until Zoom crashed, and the Winter Pep Rally, to being a stakeholder and decision maker related to prom, graduation, and other senior events. Throughout, Natalie's goal was to create the best experience for the class of 2021 and for all students in general. In addition, Natalie held meetings and gathered feedback from her peers about new and creative ways to plan events that would generate hope and positivity in school spirit. Natalie's morning announcement videos, which she created, edited, and produced on her own, are daily reminders of how hard Natalie has worked to highlight the very best our school has to offer. Despite hundreds of hours of work on SAC-related projects this year, Natalie still had time to maintain a 4.3 GPA, be yearbook editor-in-chief, an active member of our field hockey and track teams, editor of the podium, and public relations officer in Key Club. In the fall, Natalie will attend Tufts University and major in community health. Again, congratulations to Natalie and each of our Shoprite stars this marking period and this year.
Congratulations, Natalie. Thank you. Again, I'd like to also, on behalf of the board, congratulate all of the Shoprite Scholars that we honored tonight and all of the ones that we honored prior to tonight in this year. They're really outstanding students, and we're very proud of them. And we really encourage and thank them for everything that they have done for us. and wish them the best as they pursue their career. And thanks again, Ken, for you organizing this. We appreciate your help.
And I just wanted to add that we do have a lovely certificate for each of our honorees this evening, and we will make sure that we get that to you.
Thank you again.
Yes, and congratulations to all of you. And just on a personal note, I'm going to miss the Natalie show. I watch it every morning, and you know, I know the season's coming to an end, so I will miss your show, Natalie. Just a couple of notes. I did send out a communication to the school community today with regard to the 2021-22 school year. We are awaiting some directives from the Department of Education. We are going to be required to submit a plan for September. I do believe that there will be some required components to that plan. The directives are expected next week. We plan to put together that information, and it is required that the board approve it. Our target date for that would be June 15th. So we're not able at this point to discuss a lot of the details because we don't know exactly what the department's going to require in that plan. But we have definitely committed, and based on Governor Murphy's comments yesterday, we are planning for a return in September with a full day of instruction, which will include lunch. All of the details of how that will happen will hopefully be worked out and shared with the school community prior to June 15th. I did have some other exciting news that I want to share this evening, and this is with regard to Mr. Grau. I am pleased to announce that our board president, Charles Grau, has been elected to the Montville Township High School Hall of Fame. Wow. For your service to the community and to the school district. So yes, a round of applause for Mr. Grau.
Thank you.
And there will be an induction dinner that will be held to honor this year's inductees. That will take place on November 19th. It's at the Lake Valhalla Club. So congratulations, Mr. Grau.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Otar, and thank you to the committee on the Hall of Fame. And I'm at a loss for words. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that I'll be able to talk more about it when it sinks in. But thank you all for your support.
And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Otar. Next part of our agenda is the business administrator's report. Mr. Slunt?
I have no report.
No report this evening. Some committee reports. Finance, Karen?
Thank you, Charlie. So the Finance Committee met just before the board meeting and just received an update from Mrs. Slunt regarding the state of our construction projects throughout the school district, the state of our technology projects throughout the school district, as well as some very, very exciting exterior upgrades at the high school and Lazar, which the high school projects hopefully will be moving quickly. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you,
questions?
Karen. David, curriculum?
No report this week.
All right, policy, Christine?
No report.
Communications, Michelle?
No report.
Safety and security, Mike Rappaport?
No report this week.
Okay. Liaisons, school boards, Karen?
It's been a busy few days in terms of the New Jersey School Boards Association. Last Friday night, we conducted the Board of Directors meeting. And at that meeting, among other things, the association unveiled sort of part 2 of their online university. Part 2 is actually going to provide professional development to teachers and other stakeholders in the school district, as well as already providing professional development for school board members. So the part 2 will be for classroom teachers, district leadership, and support staff. So that's a very exciting partnership that New Jersey School Boards Association has with SHI, a technology support company, and Advocate. So we're looking forward to watching that unfold. The legislative committee meeting met on the 8th of May, the very next day. And we were very excited to welcome Dr. Lisa Gleason as well as Diana Pasculi, both from the Department of Education. And they provided a very comprehensive program on the various stimulus packages and what they can be used for, how long they run, and when the monies for the ESSER 2 and 3 will become available. And finally, on this past Saturday, the NJSBA conducted their semi-annual delegate assembly. At that assembly, one resolution was passed, which strengthened language against discrimination based on age, race, sexual orientation, etc. And that was a wide margin that resolution passed.
I think we also should congratulate Karen. She was reelected as Vice President of New Jersey School Boards Association. And congratulations, Karen, on behalf of all of us here this evening.
Thank you, Charlie.
Morris County School Boards, Mike?
The Morris County School Boards had their meeting last Thursday on May 13th. In addition to the officers of the school board giving updates and legislative information, they introduced the new Morris County interim county superintendent. All right. And the name is Dr. Tim Purnell. And I was sort of elated to see Tim. And he is a graduate of Montville Township High School. And he even remembered being in my class. He could refer to Current Events Fridays. The guest speaker was Nancy Kisselin, who talked about her book referencing talking to your kids about school violence. It was a very interesting presentation for several reasons. I think she's done a lot of research, but she has some opinions on how we should talk to our children. There is some presumptions that she made in her talk about what children experience, which in a communication from Dr. Rovtar is not what we would experience Montville students to be experiencing. I'm sure that these critical items are prevalent in some school districts, but I don't think it's in the school districts like Montville, which has a very organized safety and security system and protocols for lessening the apprehension that safety and security drills as it impacts students. So I'm glad to hear that we are really out in front of the curve as school districts go. Also, there was awards to certified board members and and master board members, and that would be about it for the year. They'll meet in September, I think the next meeting was. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Charlie, if I could just add to what Mike said, part of the certifications process, which New Jersey School Boards has 4 levels of certification: new board member, certified board member, master board member, and certified board leader. And our new board member, who's not so new anymore, Christine Fano, has achieved her new board member certification. So congratulations to Christine.
Sorry, overlooked that.
Congratulations, Christine. Congratulations. Mike Rappaport, Educational Services.
Yes, we met on May 12th last week. And some of the things we talked about, the first is upgrading the website for MCESC. The website that's currently up there is 10 years old, and it's showing its age. And it's hard to get to like the meeting minutes and things like that. So if anyone from the public wants to go find those documents, it's difficult. So that's going to be a project going to be in the next few months over the summer to get that upgraded. Also, we had talked about alternative education for students that are not in person. In light of the fact that with Governor Murphy's announcement that schools are going to be in person in September, there could still be students that do not want to be in school because of the health situation. And so Dr. Velarde is asking around to see if there's going to be interest in some special education for those students. About 10 years ago or so, he had sponsored a global student network, which was a way to bring classes that were not necessarily offered in a district or due to limited enrollment, to bring various classes to the students. And so he was asking around to see if there's going to be enough interest amongst all of the school districts within Morris County to see if there's interest to bring that program back, and to see if MCSC would be the right group to sponsor it going forward. So more on that to come in the next few months. Also, the Park Lakes School out in Rockaway is still for sale. And hopefully now that the health situation is calming down a bit, everyone's hopeful that a buyer will come in and be able to redevelop that land and be able to, and the MCSC will be able to sell it at the appropriate price for what it's worth. And next meeting is June 9th, is our reorganization meeting. So we'll elect a new set of board members in June. And that's it for this week.
Thank you, Michael. Drug awareness, Mr. Palmer?
Yeah, there was a meeting last Wednesday. I was unable to attend at the last second, but I had the opportunity to speak with the president, Mr. Daughtry, following the meeting. And I was told that among the things they discussed were the lawn signs, which are still being sold. Last I heard, I think it was the high school Azar in Woodmont that were doing it. It's a good fundraiser, a great fundraiser, and a great way to let your kids know that you care. I walk around the neighborhood, I see the signs that are great. So we have the lawn signs, and then most of the rest of the time was spent talking about trying to get programs in line for next year after we hopefully return to a fairly good semblance of normalcy following COVID.
Thank you, Mike. Athletic boosters, Mr. O'Brien?
The athletic boosters, Mustangs, will meet on June 2nd.
Thank you. Liaison reports, Cedar Hill. Karen?
No report, Charlie.
No report from Hilldale Valley View, Joe?
No report.
Christine Mason?
No report.
Alma Woodmont?
No report.
Anything from the middle school, David or Rappaport, Mojack or Macklin?
Yeah, they're going to be having a meeting tomorrow night. The PTC is going to be meeting tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I know it conflicts with the 7 p.m. showing of Raising Resilient Teens in Challenging Times, but it's there. Again, as Mike mentioned, they're selling the lawn signs or the fundraiser, and that is really about it.
Thank you. High school, Michelle or Michael Brown?
Yeah, last week's meeting unfortunately had to be postponed. They're looking to reschedule one more meeting for the end of the year, but I can update you that the PTC sponsored a barbecue at the Barnyard in Totowa for the senior class. Over 150 students attended, and it was very well received by everyone. The kids had a great time, and the PTC was happy to do some celebrating of the teachers last week for Teacher Appreciation Week. They provided a grab and go breakfast last Friday and had various raffles and prizes throughout the week. And the PTC continues to work with the administration in any way they can to help with any of the events that they're able to have through the end of the school year.
Thank you, Michelle. Negotiations, Karen, MTEA, anything new from last meeting?
Nothing new to report.
We are scheduling meetings with the administrators and the supervisors within the next couple of weeks. Section H is an opportunity for public to speak about anything that's listed on the agenda. So if you have any question about agenda items, this will be the opportunity to be acknowledged and ask that question, and Renee will give us the directions as she does every meeting for.
So if you are watching us on YouTube and you would like to comment during the public comment period, please follow the directions to come and join us in the Zoom webinar. And if you are in the Zoom webinar and you would like to comment, please raise your hand and we will recognize you.
Okay. Anyone have any comments or like to speak about any of the agenda items?
I do not see any hands at the
Do
moment.
not see any hands up on the agenda items. All right, I would entertain a motion on items I through M, please.
So moved.
Second.
Got that, Katine?
Sure.
Any questions on I,
There's an addendum.
JK, LM? Roll call, Mrs. Slunt?
Mr. Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Cordolino?
Yes.
Mr. Daughtry?
Yes.
Mrs. Fano?
Yes.
Dr. Modrak?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Aye.
Mr. Rappaport?
Yes.
Ms. Zuckerman?
Yes.
Mr. Grau?
Yes. There's no closed session this evening. Section Q, any old business? Section R, general board comment or new business? All right, public participation. This is a section of the agenda where you may ask any questions, make comments regarding anything pertaining of interest to you, either agenda or non-agenda items.
Laura Mansour.
Could you just tell us who you are and where you live, please, Laura? You need to upgrade now.
Laura, they're saying that you need to upgrade your Zoom. We can't get you in. Eileen Strasser?
Hello, Eileen?
Hi.
Hello, Eileen.
Hi, Mr. Grau.
We
Thank
can
you
hear you.
for taking me. I just
Not a
want to say
problem.
hi to everybody and thank you for having this meeting. My name is Eileen Strasser. I'm at 24 Forest Place. I have children that have graduated from and children that are attending schools in our district. Today, I am very happy that no masks were required to be worn during gym outdoors. The change this one day made is beyond words in my household, especially when my child suffers from anxiety. I've been told by them of their feeling punished each day when needing to wear masks. And as we all know, that doesn't even feel good at all. We're looking forward to an even better school year come September, and I'm hoping that we make major headway. In the meantime, right now, other school districts in our area are having outdoor graduations and having school bands perform outdoors and even having outdoor dances. Other towns are even having a 4th of July fireworks celebration. How can our district open up as other school districts have? We have a great community that needs to celebrate, perform, live, and get back to normal as soon as we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eileen. Well, first of all, I'll answer part of it. The fireworks is not under the direction of the Board of Education. I know that it had been scheduled and it was canceled because it was, from reading the article in TAP, they were having problems getting vendors, people supplying the rides, so on and so forth. We are having an outdoor high school graduation on the 23rd of June. We are having a prom at the place in
Legacy Castle.
what is it?
Legacy Castle.
In the castle over in Pequannock, okay? I know that those are the big ones for the end of the year, especially for the high school kids. Some of the other things you mentioned, Eileen, Renee, can you help me out here? What else did we agree with you. We want to get back to normal in September, and that's the plan, as Dr. Rotar mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. And I think we're agree with you on all of these things, but I think that we're on a good path, and I think that people, I know the kids are happy and they're excited, and that's where we'll be going. But thank you so much for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Grau. The one thing I wanted to just interject, and I do agree with you, yes, the fireworks is a township thing, not Board of Ed. I just wanted to put that in there. But also, I know that the high school is celebrating and doing all their things, but the middle school isn't. We're still doing drive-bys and all that such. So that's what I was referring to. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, Eileen.
Laura Mansour.
Is it working now?
It is.
Okay. All right. I switched from my computer to my phone. All right. I live 13 Hollister Road in Tuaco, and I kind of have something similar to what Eileen was saying. So I'm here to represent a group of people in town. More and more families and parents in town are joining our cause each day to discuss the masking of our children in school. We want to see our children be children again. We want families to have the right to choose if their child is masked or not. We understand the difficulty of this situation. We understand how the education system works. You all look to the state to get direction on how to handle this. There's an understanding that this is a difficult, sensitive topic, how quickly everyone wants to say it's not my decision. And while that is true to a degree, it's also not quite that simple. We know that you are following state and government guidelines. However, guidelines are not law. I have very deep concerns about masking our children. There are countless negative physical and psychological effects that are occurring as a direct result of these mask mandates. My children, 5 and 7, are 2 of the countless children experiencing them. My 7-year-old now has anxiety. She never had this before. At first, I had no idea what I was witnessing, how her reactions did not match the situation at hand. The questions, all worrying, the panic when we would leave our home. There's complaints of headaches and exhaustion. She has itchy skin and a rash on her face. My son was more obvious as he is in the special education program. He has speech and language disabilities. He has become very quiet, even more so than usual. He knows communication is hard for him. And now with everyone's mouth masked, he cannot see people's mouths and expressions, and it's increasingly difficult for him. His speech is garbled to begin with, and now it's near impossible for others to understand him with his mouth covered. He also now suffers from severe nosebleeds as a direct result of masking, from breathing in his own exhalants and having moist, hot mask around his nose and mouth. We have now had to start seeking medical intervention. But what about the other children? Do you think it's healthy to force them to restrict their oxygen? It is ridiculous to force this useless mandate on our children. Outside of school, these kids are all together without masks all the time at sports, birthday parties, and play dates. Forcing them to wear school is just for show. Our children are expected to wear masks for 4.5 hours a day, when in reality, most adults can't even tolerate it for a few minutes to walk into a store.
Well, why don't I let the superintendent respond to that, because that falls in her area?
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, and I do know that it has been difficult for a number of students. And I know that people watch this on the news every night, where, you know, board meetings are held across the country with parents standing up and demanding that the board reverse their policy and allow students to go maskless in school. In New Jersey, this is not a guideline. This is an executive order which carries the weight of law. Masks are required for all students and all staff in school at all times. Until that changes, and until the governor rescinds that executive order, as he did yesterday with the outdoor mask wearing, this is not a decision that either the administration or the Board of Education can make. So while I appreciate the position of parents, it is not a decision, it's not a change that we have the ability to make at this point in time.
Hopefully it'll be a lot sooner. If you read between what the governor is saying, every week it seems to get a little bit better, and some of us feel, I hate wearing a mask more than anybody. But I think that we might have good news in the next several weeks. That's my opinion. But again, we have to follow the law. We take an oath to uphold the law, and we can't very well say, well, we're going to close our eyes to it. But I think Renee explained it very nice, and as soon as that happens, man, we'll be right there. Get rid of the masks, okay? Next.
I don't see anybody else with their hand up at the moment. Oh, Mark Mansour.
Hey there, how you doing? I also live at 13 Hollister Road, and I totally understand what everything you're saying about with the laws and stuff. I've been in education for the last 16 years myself, and the only thing I really wanted to say was that knowing that there's nothing you can do without it coming from Trent, the governor, the Department of Education, things of that nature. Just I would love it if our school board kind of maybe tried to push a little bit up the ladder a little bit, expressing some of these concerns that you might have gathered from teachers and from other parents, just to make it known at like the Morris County, when you guys go to the Morris County board meetings, and then maybe they can pass it on to the state, so that way we can get these concerns up to the state level. The group of parents that Laura had mentioned previously is going to be trying to work with some people in the state, things of that nature, to try and show some of the the negatives versus where the negatives outweigh the benefits, and vice versa, of wearing a mask versus not wearing a mask. So I just wanted to say, I appreciate everything you guys do. I know you've been in a hard spot the last 14 months. I know every day of my school it's different. You never know what the heck you're going to expect. So I can only imagine what you guys are dealing with in a bigger town with as many schools. So I just wanted to say that I would love it for our elected officials, and not elected officials, our elected school board members to, try and take some of these concerns possibly and at least present them at, the Morris County school boards when we send their liaison there, or any of the state department meetings that we have members go and attend to. And that was really about it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Nick and Melissa Conturso.
Hey everybody, how are you today? My question was around Executive Order 241. I read through it. I didn't see any reference regarding the plexiglass or barriers, the physical barriers around our students' desks. But the operational strategy for K through 12 schools, as dated April 23rd, seemed to recommend the removal of such barriers, the plexiglass. And my question is, will that be something that is actually done?
Well, can I just ask for clarification? What document are you referring to?
The operational strategy for K through 12 schools through phase prevention?
Issued by the CDC?
Yes.
Okay, so the CDC issues guidance, which is then interpreted and reviewed by the New Jersey Department of Health. We take our direction from the New Jersey Department of Health. So until they issue something that would indicate that desk partitions and such are no longer required or recommended, would certainly take a look at that. But we take our guidance from the New Jersey Department.
Okay, because there seems to be no reference of anything with the barriers in any of the last few executive orders, taking it back through number 175.
I think you're confusing different documents. The road back, which was the guidance that was issued by the New Jersey Department of Education, does reference barriers, and I don't know that they are addressed specifically in executive orders. Executive orders don't typically get to that level of detail.
Okay.
Thank
you.
We get direct. Thank you very much.
Sandy Colson?
Sandy?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Sandy Colfin. I live at 5 Westminster Drive. And I am just wondering, with all of the changes, where will there be an in-person 8th grade graduation ceremony versus just being streamed?
Not this year. We could not accommodate an in-person ceremony for the 8th grader. The class is too large.
And is there any way that we could have it held outdoors, perhaps at the stadium at the high school? Is that something that could be accommodated?
Not to my understanding, no.
That's a shame. Okay, thank you very much.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, since there doesn't appear to be any other questions, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
May we have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much for everyone attending our meeting. Thank you to the people in the audience. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, board members, administrators, and we'll see you at our next meeting. All right, this motion is adjourned. Remember, we have another meeting.